Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host. Let's get into this. So, hi guys. No alien talk, no periodic table talk this evening. However, I want to first address something. Number one, I'm missing like maybe 2 or 3 segments. Alright, and this evening I actually uploaded the segment and I'm not exactly sure why it's not there. It just disappeared. I can look and see that an attempt to upload it was made, but it just for whatever didn't go through. Today it just simply vanished. Okay, so I need to get with the creator and ask him if this is something that he wanted me to slow down with, or if this is some shady stuff trying to stop my message. Now, the message from earlier was about Ophiuchus, okay? Not sure if you're in tune. It's the 13th constellation. Well, we actually have 88, but 14 are considered to be the official signs of the zodiac. 2024 is one of the first years that all of the people that are alive right now, have ever seen the transits of the sun move. So much so that the zodiac signs are changing. Well, their dates are, right? Well, first and foremost, it's simply because the sun is moving at a different rate. Okay? Not to mention, these constellations are considered to be a part of the zodiac based off of their exposure and interaction with the sun. The sun has this pathway that it goes on, and along this pathway, it's called an ecliptic, like an eclipse, but ecliptic. It passes through this particular journey, if you will, and along this journey, these constellations are there, and the sun kind of goes to visit them, if you will, if that makes sense. And this is how they are a part of the zodiac. And this is the zodiac, but this is how we come up with the sun sign, right? So if you're born during a time that the sun was interacting with a particular constellation, this is how we get a sun sign. Now, I find a lot of things interesting about all of this, but I don't really know if I should go too much into the message. I actually have the notes, so it's not like I forgot anything, because this was one of those topics that I had to do research on. It wasn't a part of that cluster of downloads that I had gotten. However, I thought that it was important for us to start looking at some of the things. And yeah, I wanted to make sure, like, is it something that I said wrong? Did I miss something? Did I drop the message too early? Right? Should I do a little bit more research before dropping this segment? I don't know. Okay, I have to get with the creator, but I'm sure he told me to look into this. Okay, I was not even thinking about it, and I had got a download about it earlier, and all day I was doing research on these constellations. And what I find to be the most interesting is that there are 88, right? But then when you go over to different astrology schools of thought or other cultures, there are other ways that the zodiac signs are defined and determined. So, and of course we know, right, the position of the sun and the moon and all of these celestial bodies is what determines your birth chart. So let's just say if you are born January 1st, right? And you're in Africa. And then someone else is born at the same exact moment, but instead of them being in Africa, they're in Brazil, right? And then somebody else is in, I don't know, India, right? Although the same event is happening, they're happening in different locations. And depending on where you are looking on geographically, these coordinates are going to differ, okay? And this is how we come up with all these different types of astrology, because where you are is going to determine the constellation that you can observe and how it looks, right? You could be looking at one thing, but if you're looking at these things from different angles and perspectives, you're gonna get something different. And I think it's important to note that these constellations are basically like a cluster of stars that form some type of pattern or shape. Okay, and these patterns or shapes usually look like people, animals, or just objects. Now, this Ophiuchus constellation is considered to be the bearer of the serpent. Okay, they carry the serpent, and even the serpent itself is an entire different constellation, right? So the man is one constellation, and then the serpent that the man appears to be holding is a totally separate constellation. So, and I didn't really want to go into this too much without having, the proper information, but I don't even know if this is going to be a full segment, only because I'm not sure if the creator wanted me to go into certain things. So I just wanted to put this out there because, no, we didn't necessarily not record, but the intended topic, I don't know, like the message didn't upload. And it's crazy because I uploaded it so early, like very early in the day, like much earlier than I usually record and upload. So it's really interesting that the segment just vanished and disappeared. It was like I didn't even record. Like, not even like I said that it's just there and it's just sitting there because of some weird reason. Like, no, it just vanished. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. I need to make sure that that was something that the creator wanted to happen and not just some evil eyes peering their gazes over here to slow down the messages, okay? Because they've been doing that lately, and the creator told me to tell y'all to stop. So I hope that was the creator, because don't come over here messing with me, all right? Now, there were some other messages that I wanted to make sure I did better research on before I did them, because we can't be up here giving false information, right? But I will leave you with this, okay? If we are having to add new signs to the zodiac, right? That would mean the dates that we know that are considered to be belonging, right, to some zodiac signs. That means that the dates of the zodiac signs are going to change. So that means you may not even be the sign that you were led to believe you were all these years. Okay, so you can easily Google Ophiuchus, okay? There's another way to pronounce it, and I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Or Ophiuchus, right? So it's spelled Ophiuchus, okay? Ophiuchus or Ophiuchus. Now, these dates range from November 30th to December 18th, November 29th to December 17th, or December 6th to December 31st. Okay? No element has been assigned to this new constellation, right? Because it's in between water and fire, right? And then coming into the earth season. There are traits associated with it, but I think simply because not many people consider themselves to be natives of the zodiac sign, we don't even really pay attention to it. Okay? Now, the reason why all of this is important, because obviously if we have new dates, right, for the zodiac signs, we already know because the sun is entering these constellations on different dates, right? So if the first date of Sagittarius is the 22nd of November, right? If the sun is no longer entering the constellation of Sagittarius, then the people who have sun signs as Sagittarius would no longer be able to consider themselves as such if the sun is not in that constellation on their birth date. Okay? If you're following me, I hope I'm making sense. Now this is based off of a few things, okay? We've gone over the lunar and the solar years, right? So the moon has cycles. Every 28 days, it goes through these moon phases or cycles, right? And we have 13 of them in a year. Now you have to ask yourself, if these things happen every 28 days and we have these 13 cycles, that has to mean that there's a 13th month, right? Now, this is going to vary. If it's a solar year, a 365-day year, a lunar year, which could be anywhere from 353 days to 353 or 354. As far as the leap year, right? We get 13 months in this leap year, and the amount of days in the leap year could be either 383, 384, or 385. So you see how that works? So when we have these years that are not typical normal years, okay, I don't even think we realize that a leap year would give us an extra month, so the sun is not moving at the same space, right? Or pace. So for that particular year, we would not be the zodiac sign that we usually are, okay? And this is what it's based off of. So again, I don't know if I was supposed to not divulge some of the things that I said. I don't know what I said that would have been wrong, but I'm re-recording this because it has to go up, okay? Now, remember, we talked about the sun traveling down this path. It's called an ecliptic, okay? That's very important. As the earth travels around the sun seemingly has a path that it follows, and it lands along these constellations, okay? So remember that, because it's going to come back up. Alright, so yeah. New dates, new signs, the sun not moving into these constellations, the dates that it usually does. And yeah, look into Ophiuchus or Ophiuchus and Cetus as well, Cetus. Just look up the 13th and the 14th zodiac sign and it should pop up. Do a little research, and this should eventually take you to types of astrology in other parts of the world, okay? Other schools of thought, other cultures, because the astrology we know, as we know, it's just one type, okay? But I'm gonna end it here. I do love y'all. I hope y'all have been really doing y'all thing, drinking your water, eating your fruit and vegetables, and sipping on your own tea, because it is absolutely free. I'm gonna have a date on the ammunition making real soon. Alright? Love y'all. Peace.